All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth and continually teach us his truth. And peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in his word and truth sincerity. Lord willing, this could be an edifying and an exhorting lesson. And I'm going to speak on a dream that my woman had that she shared with me yesterday. And the Lord usually gives her a lot of dreams, and visions that she shared with me. But this one, man, this one was beautiful. It was a whole lot in there, and it just had me thinking, like, because we know the Lord is going to show his right hand to his servants, when all hell breaks loose. That's why we don't have to be afraid, because the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, is orchestrating all of this. Shall there be evil in the city and the Lord have not done it? The Lord said he create peace, he create evil. Yahweh Shah said a sparrow doesn't, die unless the Most High sanctions it. So we understand the Lord is in control of everything that's getting ready to happen. And the way he's going to protect his servants, man, after hearing that dream, which I'm getting ready to speak on it, but it just had me thinking, what is the Lord gonna do? Because he's getting ready to show out, man. But pretty much in her dream, so this is how it started off. She told me that she was walking down a highway with her cousin and her little sister on her dad's side. And she said it was military everywhere. She said the military had them in groups of 3. And, it was a line of people. She said she could see, the backs of the people in front of her. And she said it felt real. She said she could feel everything in the dream, because she said, once again, she was walking in a group with her cousin and her little sister. And she said, there was a tank, and there was somebody outside of the tank, looking through his scope. And she said the technology that they had, like, she said it was no women in that military. She said it was all men, and she said they were big. She said the weapons they had were big, like on some super soldier shit. So she said that her cousin had a map. Okay, which I'm gonna speak more on that, later on in the dream, but she said that the military, she said that they was speaking English to the people they was forcing to walk, but to each other they was speaking in code. And she said that they was telling her to stop, but her cousin, his name is Jaden, was telling her to keep going, and they kept telling her to stop, and she didn't. So she said they ended up shooting her in the arm with some kind of like tranquilizer needle or whatever. But she said that, she could feel it, and she said that she pulled it out. And, from there, she said that, they got led up to like a mountain. And she said that it was a camp, full of, Edomites, so-called white people. She said they was all chained up. They had chains on their necks, chains on their wrists, chains on their hands. Chains on their wrists and chains on their legs. And she said there was a man that came out, and he looked just like Cesare Borgia, the image that they have for the Lord. She said he had blue eyes, long brown hair. And she said that when he came out, that all of those Edomites that was chained up was like, that's the Lord, that's the Lord, that's Jesus. And she said that he came, and she said he was chained up. She said he had chains on his neck and chains on his wrists and chains on his ankles. And he told her, you got to get out of here, or else they're going to do you like they've done me. And she said that, he was telling her this, but all the Edomites that was behind him was like, you need to bow down to him. That's Jesus. That's the Lord. And she said that, after he told her that her and Jaden had took off running down the mountain, and she said, she had broke her foot, as she fell down the mountain. And she said that Jaden had pulled her into a cave or whatever. And he pulled out that map. And he was like, we got to keep going. We got to get here. We got to get to this location. And she said she kept asking him questions like, where are we going? Who told you we need to go here? And she said, did my husband tell you that we need to go there? Where are my kids? And she said that he told her, your husband, gave me this map. Your husband got your kids. Everything is fine, And he was like, everyone we know is dead. Your mom is dead. My sister is dead. Your grandma is dead. My mom, this is Jaden talking. He said, my mom is dead. So everybody they knew was dead at that point. And he was telling her, that's not the Lord. That's not really him. And she was telling me that, for him to say that, because he's like a super Christian or whatever. But that's how shit was real, and it's going to take these people, losing loved ones for them to really wake up, But, so he had a map, but she said only he could see it. She said that when she looked at it, it was a blank piece of paper, but only he could see where the location was, But, he told her that I told him to meet me there at that location, to come there. And she said that, so they was walking, and they, she said it felt like they was walking forever. They was walking for a long time. And it made me think of the scripture when it said we shall be pilgrims on the earth. And that's the spirit too, because we were speaking about that at, I believe it was our last camp or the camp before last. How brothers may be walking so long, might end up in a different state. But she said they was walking a long time, and she said they ended up in the woods. And she said that there was military in the woods, watching them. But she said she could see him. And she said Jaden told her to go north over this mountain over there. And whatever you hear, don't look back. If you hear me scream, don't look back. So she said she took off running. She had it in her mind not to look back. And she said she could hear him, like, far away from her, screaming her name. And she said out of nowhere, as she was running, she, like, entered a different realm. And this is not the first dream she had like that. It was another dream she told me that was similar like this, where she said it was me and her walking down the road, and it was dark through the woods, and she was crying and stuff, and I yelled at her, told her to shut the fuck up or whatever. And she said she knew that I was, she said I was real serious. I had a serious look on my face in this dream. And she said that, as we was walking through the woods, we entered like a different world where it was like brothers there, it was, I guess it was their wives. And she said that I looked like I was happy to see them. I was hugging them. And she said we had food and water, but she said it was like if anybody else was to go in that location, they wouldn't be where we was at. So that's, the first dream she had that was like that, which I didn't, go out into detail everything about that dream. But, going back to this dream, so she said that when she entered this different realm, she said her foot was completely healed. Her arm was healed. She said that she saw colors she never saw before. She said she saw trees, and she said the leaves were gold. She said it was golden apples, and she said the apples were so big that she would have to carry them with two hands, like, have her arms wrapped around them. That's how big she said these apples were. But she said everything was beautiful. The sky was beautiful. She said that she couldn't even describe, the plants and everything she was seeing, And at first I was thinking, dang, maybe she might have got shot up and died. But then I was meditating on it more and more, if that's the location, that she say I told her cousin to take her, it had me thinking that, he sacrificed himself for her, and maybe the Lord might have showed mercy on my woman, because he told her that I had the kids, but, and he was fully, convinced, and, he believed that, the map that I gave him was, the truth or whatever, he believed that they had to get there. So I see it as the Lord, he was guiding her there. But you know, where she say she entered like a whole different world, you know, which, you know, you brothers, you know, that's watching, you know, Baba Kashah, share your, you know, comments on what you know, got from this dream. But, you know, it was beautiful, man. And I could tell that she, you know, she wasn't lying, because she said that she never had a dream like that before. And she said she told her sister about it when she woke up, because she was at her mom's house when she had this dream. And you know, it just had me thinking, man. I've been meditating on it, like, what is the Lord gonna do? Because we know the Lord gonna have, we know, we know Yahweh B'Shem Al Shah got us, man, through faith. But how is he gonna do it? You know, how is he going to deliver brothers, you know? And that's why, you know, all we got to do is just sit back and trust on the Lord, man. You know? But I want to get some scriptures, you know? It was, you know, it was a beautiful dream, man. I had shared it with the brother Yoramla yesterday, too. You know? But this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. So the souls of the elect are in the hands of the Lord, man. As we know, the Lord killeth and maketh alive. It's only written that, you know, those of the elect that will die, it's only written that they will be beheaded, you know, for not taking a charagma. But other than that, you know, and this is my belief, I don't believe the Lord gonna have us, you know, get gunned down in the streets, you know, die the death of a 2/3, man. You know, I believe that if we do face death, it will be by the guillotine, as it's written. But other than that, the Lord is gonna deliver the elect, man. We don't know how he gonna do it, but he gonna do it, because it's written. Yahweh Shah is gonna gather his elect from the four winds. So, you know, it has to happen. You know, we're getting ready to see great divine intervention, man. Greater than the book of Acts, where and that was great, you know, divine intervention. When you read about Peter, when he was locked up between two guards, how an angel, you know, kicked him out of the bed, told him put his shoes on, and walked him out. You know, the Apostle Paul, how he was locked up and an earthquake opened all the prison cell doors. You know, many other examples of the Lord delivering those that trusted on him, man. You know, that's why it says in Sirach, the 2nd chapter, has any trusted in the Lord and was confounded? Or who did he forsake that call upon his name, man? The Lord is full of mercy, you know? And, hey, man, we're getting ready to see things that's going to blow our mind away. Like, wow. And it ain't going to be no coincidence. It ain't going to be no, oh, this happened by chance, this is luck. No, we're going to know this was Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah that did this for me, that delivered me. Because, you know, going back to that dream she had, man, like, hey, you know, she was delivered. And she saw, you know, a man that looked like Jesus, that people, you know, Cesare Borgia, that people believe was the Lord. And that had me thinking of Matthew, the 24th chapter, where it say there shall arise false anointings, you know. And I believe Esau would do that, you know, because, you know, we know about Project Bluebeam. You know, they may have a fate, you know, return of the Lord, and they may use him to forward their agenda, you know, have people believing that that's him and he telling everybody take the charagma, or listen to, you know, listen to the government. No telling, man. But she said that when she saw him, it was a whole bunch of Edomites there, and they all were chained up, and they all were saying, that's the Lord, that's the Lord, bow down to him. But he told her she got to get out of there, you know. So, you know, reading this again, it says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there shall no torment touch them. You know, we're going to be delivered, man. Whatever situations we're put in, Yahweh B'Shem Al Shah is going to show his great power and deliver us. All right? I'm going to get one more. You know, I'm on my lunch break. Got to head back in a few minutes. Just wanted to put this out, man, for exhortation, you know. Encourage brothers that, you know, when these days come and our back's against the wall and the whole world is against us, because we're coming to a time where the whole world is going to be against us, man. Lord willing, I do a lesson on that as well. You know, the whole world will be against us, because Yahweh Shah said we will be hated of all men for his name's sake. You know? But it's Sirach chapter 33 verse 1. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, but in temptation even again he will deliver him. So no evil will befall those that fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah. You know, and we've, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shah, we're given diligence to make our calling and election sure. You know, Lord willing, we remain on fire, man, and remain strong in the faith when these days come, man, because it's going to take strong faith to get through what's coming. You know, strong, solid, unmovable faith. You know, because the majority of these people gonna fold and take the charagma, man. That's why I say, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver him, because the Lord gonna keep us from the hour of temptation. But during all these evils, we're going to be delivered. All right? These evils not going to befall us. These evils are mainly for the 2/3 and for these heathens over here, man. The Lord is going to show great mercy on his elect. That's why Yahweh Shah said, there be some of you standing here which shall not taste of death. You know? He was talking about in the time that we're in now. You know, so, you know, like I said, you know, just wanted to put this out as exhortation. You know, my demon, she has a lot of dreams, man. You know, and they're all encouraging, man. But I just wanted to share this, Lord willing, it was edifying. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.